Welcome to today's news wrap up. Let's dive right into the top stories making headlines today. MSNBC's Nicole Wallace has seen her ratings drop significantly since Donald Trump's reelection. Her show Deadline, White House, has lost 35% of its viewers, now trailing behind programs like Diners, Drive-In, and Dives. Wow, on the Food Network. Wallace's recent comments about a 13-year-old cancer patient, DJ Daniel, during Trump's address to Congress sparked backlash and likely contributed to her declining viewership. The show's audience has decreased in both total viewers and the key demographics of adults aged 25 to 54, with Fox News programs in the same time slot attracting more than triple the viewers. The comment she made was despicable, and she deserved to be fired for what she said. Elon Musk has stated his Starlink satellite internet service is not allowed to operate in South Africa due to the country's race-based employment laws. South Africa is crazy. These laws require companies to be at least 30% owned by, quote, historically disadvantaged groups to receive an operating license. South African officials have accused Musk of holding unprogressive and racist beliefs, leading to the decision not to pursue Starlink services. Critics argue that the laws meant to promote equality have instead increased disparity and corruption. Civil rights organization AfriForum has launched a petition against the ban, highlighting the potential benefits of Starlink for rural communities in South Africa. It's like they're doing everything they can to hurt the people of South Africa. It's just crazy. President Trump has threatened Russia with significant banking sanctions and tariffs, urging both Russia and Ukraine to negotiate a ceasefire and peace settlement. In response, Vladimir Putin has expressed a willingness to discuss a temporary truce, as reported by Bloomberg. These developments follow Trump's decision to pause all military aid to Ukraine after President Zelensky suggested the war could continue indefinitely. Trump criticized Zelensky's comments, arguing that they'd undermine efforts toward achieving peace. The situation reflects ongoing tensions and the international community's desire for a resolution to the conflict. California Governor Gavin Newsom recently stated that it is unfair for men to compete in women's sports, but did not commit to any policy changes. During a podcast with Charlie Kirk, Newsom emphasized the need to balance fairness with the mental health of young men who are more likely to experience anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts. When asked if he would support legislation to protect girls in sports, Newsom's office referred to his previous comments about the importance of humility and grace. Despite his lack of action, some conservative voices praised Newsom for appearing reasonable. I don't think he's reasonable. I think he's playing both sides. Although he has not taken any concrete steps to address the issue, critics argue that Newsom is merely playing politics without making any real comments. An independent audit has revealed that Los Angeles City and county officials cannot account for the billions of taxpayer dollars spent on addressing the homeless crisis last year. It's a money pit. It's a money scheme. But the audit found that the Los Angeles Homeless Service Authority had such poor record keeping that tracking the $2.5 billion spent was nearly impossible. LA County Supervisor Lindsay Horvath called for accountability and results, while Mayor Karen Bass acknowledged the broken system and emphasized ongoing efforts to improve it. Yeah, right. The audit has sparked criticism and demands for better management and transparency in handling funds for homelessness programs. But this is what happened when you have progressives running your city. They just throw money at everything and it's unaccounted for, and their buddies end up taking in the majority of that money. So stuff never gets done. President Trump plans to sign an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education, aiming to improve American education by decentralizing control. Education Secretary Linda McMahon emphasized Trump's commitment to school choice and returning educational decision-making to local authorities, including school boards, teachers, and parents. She highlighted the need for children to escape failing schools and criticized the current education system's inefficiency, despite substantial spending. McMahon asserted the importance of focusing on basic school skills like reading and science, while allowing governors to decide on funding for schools with progressive agendas. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard revealed that the Biden administration allowed over 100 migrants with suspected ISIS ties to enter the U.S. without proper action. Only 8 of these individuals were detained or deported, while the rest were released into the country. Unacceptable. Gabbard criticized the previous administration for its failure to protect national security. The Trump administration is now working to track down these migrants and secure the border. Vice President J.D. Vance praised Trump's efforts, noting a significant decrease in illegal crossings at Eagle Pass, Texas. The situation underscores the ongoing challenges and efforts to address border security and national security. DJ Daniel, a 13-year-old cancer survivor, was made an honorary U.S. Secret Service agent during President Trump's recent congressional address. While the moment was widely celebrated, MSNBC anchor Rachel Maddow criticized Trump for highlighting DJ's battle with cancer. I mean, they just go against everything Trump. Even if he do something good, they would never admit it. They would call it bad. But DJ's father, Theodis Daniel, responded strongly, telling Maddow to, quote, shut her mouth, and praising the honor bestowed on his son. Despite DJ's ongoing battle with a terminal diagnosis, his family remains hopeful and focused on positivity. DJ's love for law enforcement began after witnessing Houston police officers' response to Hurricane Harvey, leading to his first honorary officer swearing in at the age of 6. The Republican-controlled House has passed the Protecting American Energy Production Act, which prevents future presidents from banning oil and gas drilling without Congress's approval. I love this bill. The bill was introduced by Rep. August Pulford in response to former President Biden's actions to restrict drilling. Pilferger, however you pronounce his name, argues that the legislation is necessary to counter what he describes as Biden's detrimental approach to American energy production, and I would agree with that. If signed into law, the bill would ensure the hydraulic fracturing cannot be banned by subsequent administrations. This move aligns with President Trump's commitment to boost domestic energy production. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi is set to release more documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, although some portions will be redacted for so-called national security. I'm totally against that. I think they're protecting people. I really don't. All my optimism has gone out the window when it comes to Pam Bondi and the Epstein files. But the previous release of documents was criticized as incomplete, leading Bondi to demand more substantial evidence from the FBI. Recently, a truckload of documents was delivered and is now being reviewed. This new batch of documents has sparked public interest and speculation, with many calling for full transparency, like myself, regarding the Epstein files. Bondi has emphasized the need to protect the victims while ensuring a thorough review of the evidence. Again, I'm not very optimistic when it comes to this. I think because Israel had a big hand in this, and they're going to do everything they can to protect Israel, is what I think is going on. Lastly, 2 Department of Homeland Security employees have been identified for leaking information about immigration raids, endangering law enforcement lives. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announced that these individuals will face felony charges, which could lead to up to 10 years in federal prison, and I hope they spend all 10 behind bars for what they did. The leaks have caused significant disruptions to immigration and customs enforcement operations, with previous incidents occurring in Los Angeles and Aurora, Colorado. Noem criticized the FBI for its role in the leaks and emphasized the administration's commitment to stopping such breaches and prosecuting those responsible. Well, that's all for today's news wrap up. Stay tuned for more updates and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.